I need to tell you about the Sunday in 2021 that I genuinely believed I had my life together. I had downloaded a budgeting app. I had color-coded categories. I had a spreadsheet, an actual spreadsheet, with 13 different spending categories. 13. I had a category called miscellaneous self-care. I sat at my kitchen table for 2 hours. I entered every transaction from the past 3 months. I calculated averages. I made a pie chart, you guys, with percentages. And then I looked at what I'd built and felt so overwhelmed by my own budget that I closed the laptop, ordered sushi, which was not in any of the 17 categories, watched 3 episodes of a show I'd already seen, and did not open that spreadsheet again for 6 months. That wasn't a discipline problem, that was a system problem. And today, I want to show you the system that actually replaced it, the one I've used every month since. That takes about 20 minutes to set up and 0 willpower to maintain. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why every budgeting system you've tried has failed, and why it's not your fault. A 3-bucket system that requires 0 tracking apps, 0 spreadsheets, and 0 pie charts. And what to do when your budget goes sideways. And trust me, it will. Okay, so let's talk about why budgeting has a reputation problem. Because the idea of a budget is not the issue. The idea is fine. You track money coming in, you decide where it goes, you have more left over at the end of the month. Simple, logical, makes complete sense. The problem is literally every piece of budget advice ever given is designed by people who either genuinely enjoy spreadsheets or have never actually lived on an entry-level salary in a city where rent costs more than my first car. Here are the 4 ways budget advice fails people, and I have personally experienced every single one of these. Failure mode 1, track every single purchase. I did this for 11 days. I tracked everything. My coffees, my transit tap, the $2.50 I spent on a banana at the airport because I was hungry and desperate. Day 12, I bought a $14 cocktail with friends and genuinely could not face entering it into the app. So I just didn't. And then I felt like a failure. And then I stopped tracking completely. 11 days. That's how long perfect tracking lasts. Failure mode 2. Cut all fun spending. A budget that has 0 fun in it will last approximately as long as a diet that says no carbs ever. You will do it perfectly for 2 weeks, and then you will eat an entire bowl of pasta at midnight and feel like a monster. 0 fun budgets create binge spending. I once spent $340 in a weekend after 2 months of being really good. The restriction caused the explosion. Every time. Failure mode 3. Budget to the exact dollar. My electricity bill is not the same every month. My transit costs change when I work from home. My grocery bill in December is 40% higher because apparently I buy cheese now. A rigid dollar amount budget creates constant failure even when you're doing completely fine. You go $12 over your grocery budget and suddenly you've broken the budget and may as well give up. That's insane. That's the system's fault. Failure mode 4. Restart on January 1st. Budget falls apart in March, that's fine. I'll restart in January. Budget collapses in August, January. I once waited 4 months to restart a budget. 4 months of untracked spending because the reset date was January and it was only September. This is not a character flaw. This is what happens when the system has no recovery mechanism built in. Every one of these failure modes is a design problem, not a you problem. The system was built wrong, so let's build a better one. Okay, here is a system I actually use. It has 3 parts, not 17, and none of them are called miscellaneous self-care. I think about my money like an apartment with 3 rooms. Every dollar that comes in has to go into one of 3 rooms. It doesn't matter which specific corner of the room, just which room. That's the only decision you have to make. Room 1 is what I call fixed life. Room 2 is future me. Room 3 is guilt-free. Here's what goes in each. Bucket 1, fixed life, approximately 55 to 60%. This is everything that leaves your account whether you like it or not. Rent, phone bill, transit pass, insurance, all of them, even the ones you forgot you signed up for. Gym membership, if you're actually going. If you're not going, cancel it right now while I'm talking. I'll wait. These bills are automated. They leave on payday. You don't think about them. They're just infrastructure. Like the walls of the apartment, you don't decide every month whether to have walls. They're just there. Bucket 2. Future me, approximately 20%. This is the bucket most people fill last, with whatever's left over at the end of the month, which means it almost never gets filled because there is almost never anything left. The entire problem with Save What's Left Over is that nothing is ever left over. Life fills every available financial container, so this bucket gets filled second, before you buy anything. Future me includes TFSA or Roth IRA contributions, emergency fund, any debt pay down beyond the minimum. This is the bucket you are building for the version of yourself who doesn't want to work until she's 70. Be nice to her. She'll thank you. Bucket 3. Guilt-free, approximately 20 to 25%. Everything left is yours, completely. No categories, no tracking, no justifying. Take out on a Tuesday because you had a terrible meeting, yours. Concert tickets, yours. A candle that costs $35 and smells like a forest, yours. Ugly impulse purchase from an Instagram ad at midnight. Genuinely, no judgment, yours. The guilt-free bucket is not a reward for good budgeting. It's a fundamental design feature. Without it, the system collapses. You cannot deprive yourself indefinitely. You will break. The bucket is what prevents the break. You do not need to feel guilty about a latte if your TFSA contribution already left your account this morning. I want you to actually hear that you are already handling the future. The latte is fine. Now, the percentages I gave you are starting points, not rules. If your rent is $2,200 in Toronto because you made the extremely sensible life decision to live here, your fixed life bucket is going to be higher. Adjust the other two accordingly. The order is the rule, the percentages flex. I want to talk about something that every other budget video skips. What happens when the month goes sideways? Because it will. Every budget breaks at some point. The good ones break and recover. The bad ones just end. Let me tell you about October 2 years ago. My TFSA contribution went out automatically. Great. My rent auto-paid? Great. And then I had what I can only describe as a month. A friend had a destination birthday party. Another friend needed help moving, which mysteriously involved renting a van, buying everyone pizza, and somehow I ended up paying for half of it. My dentist found a thing that needed a second appointment, and I stress shopped online at least twice because October was a lot. I spent probably $600 more than my guilt-free bucket that month, $600 over. Here's what I did. I looked at it. I understood what happened. It was a genuinely expensive month, not a character flaw. And then I reset on November 1st. Not January 1st, not the next time I feel motivated. November 1st, the next payday. Automated transfers fired again, and that was it. The system has a built-in recovery mechanism. Payday is always the reset. Not a calendar date, not a moment of motivation, payday. Because payday is always coming. You don't have to wait for it to feel right. It just happens. The people who build lasting financial stability aren't the ones who never overspend. They're the ones who don't let one expensive month become the reason they gave up on having a system at all. If you're the kind of person who genuinely enjoys a 17-category, color-coded budget system, and some people do, and I respect it, keep going. Seriously. Whatever works. But if you have tried that and stared at your own pie chart until your eyes glazed over and then ordered sushi at 9:30 on a Sunday night, try my 3 buckets, reset on payday approach. It has helped me stay on track and guided me through the times I felt guilty for falling off. Next video, what is an ETF? Why it's the only investment most people in their 20s actually need, and how I lost $320 on a stock tip before I figured that out. It's a good one. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And if this made budgeting feel like something a real human being can actually do, share it with someone who's currently running 17 spending categories in a pie chart. They need this more than they know.